Today we're looking at making my version of a bug screen for the Sprinter van passenger door. What I did was I went on Amazon and I found this company that makes a screen for, let's say, like your patio door, patio slider. This kit comes with your extendable pole. It comes with some brackets. This was some kind of infomercial from the looks of the instructions. Relatively light, but feels pretty durable. At the bottom, it has a weighted area here that'll help keep the netting down. There seems to be a seam, not exactly in the middle, but off to the side, where there's a couple magnets. And I think from what I remember from the infomercial, when you go through the screen, it tends to swing back by itself, and by using these magnets, it kind of latches itself closed. Now, towards the top, it's got basically these inserts that allow you to put your pole through here if you decide to use the pole and run it across there. Came in a length, I believe it's measuring about 62 inches across, so I knew it was going to fit across. What I'm going to end up doing is installing some snaps using a snap kit all along here. This screen is definitely longer than what we need, so I had to cut it down. What I did was I installed the snaps first up top, then I hung it from the van and let it fall. That allowed me to see where it was going to actually hit the bottom of the step, as you'll see later. And what I did was I marked it, and what I did was I cut across with some scissors. Now I knew that taking this piece and moving it up over here and sewing it back across was going to give me the length that I wanted. Okay, so a couple of the components you guys are going to need, obviously the snaps. I found those at my local hardware store. Now, there's snap fastener kit, and then there's also a screw snap fastener kit. And here's the difference. If you don't have a headliner and maybe you just have an area that has metal, what you're going to do is use this style and just screw into the existing metal or wood. These screws do not come out, so luckily they sell a kit that has the snaps but with holes in them. And what's great about that is you can find your own self-tapping screw, or even maybe a little bit longer screw, so you have a little bit more options. Just make sure this little head here fits inside of there perfectly so that when you snap it, this head does not get in the way. I'm installing this on a headliner. I want to be careful that I don't damage it and that it adheres pretty good so that it doesn't just fall off. So the way that I'm adhering these snaps to my headliner is, if you've seen in a previous video, I pulled down my headliner, so I kind of know that there's a little bit of a void space behind there. So I'm using an anchoring system. Now, a lot of these anchors are meant for drywall, so they'll only squeeze so much. These wall anchors actually work up to, I think it says 1/8 to 1/4 wall thickness. So that's going to squeeze in a lot tighter. That's what you need. This is what it looks like before you put it in place. It comes with its own screw already. And this is what it looks like once it's set. As you can see, you got some little teeth on the actual washer, and you have the part that bends in and actually grabs on to the headliner. I installed these snaps all along the top there. There is Velcro along the sides here. They actually supply certain areas with Velcro and the backing that you can stick on to the van. Now, I needed something a little bit stronger at the top, and I didn't know how a long piece of Velcro was going to look on the visible part, top part of the van. So I opted for these snaps, and I didn't want anything that was gonna really lock the screen to the top, let's say, because I have kids and my 3-year-old likes to pull on anything that's hanging. So if he pulls too hard on this, it just snaps off and doesn't pull down the headliner. Cut it. See, this is the cut end right here. Then I went and got the rest of the screen that's had the weighted portion that I still want, and I laid it right underneath. So this is the section that was cut out from the remainder of the screen. Here is the original screen that we cut to length, and it's just laying right on top. Then I ran this through my sewing machine about 2 to 3 times. I even did a little zigzag pattern, which I'm not exactly sure what the zigzag's for. You know, my sewing skills are limited, but there it is. Now, as you see here, where the step ends and the flooring is, I kind of cut out an area here, added the weighted part with the Velcro here, just so that it fit a little more custom. That's kind of optional depending on what you want. I also added some more Velcro. So you can go on Amazon, you can buy yourself a large roll of Velcro. Here's the 5/16 drill bit. That's what they recommend you making the hole size. So I'm just going to use that as a guide so that I know I've made my hole big enough. You want to make sure you drive those little teeth that they have into the actual headliner, because that's what's going to keep it from spinning. These are the teeth you want to dig in, so you want to make sure these are nice and straight. And a couple times they bent on me when I was pressing them into the headliner. You could also maybe use some pliers, or some pliers to grab on, or maybe something to keep it from spinning. It has these small grooves right here. I'm just gonna kind of guess where my first snap is gonna go. Make sure that on the left side there's plenty of room to add Velcro if you need it. So it looks like my first one's gonna be right where I had that center punch. Okay, so we're gonna take our kit.
This goes right over that. And we use this to hammer down.
Okay, so I went over there and I measured my next hole according to where my snap was that I drilled in there, and I made sure it was nice and tight. pull this, or the tighter you make these snaps, the less gap you're going to have in between here for insects to get through. Now, it's not completely insect proof, but then again, it was a quick and inexpensive project. Now, some of these Velcro strips, I'm going to have to add a couple more. And I'm not sure if I'm going to want Velcro visible all the time. Obviously not white. If anything, they'll be black. But maybe I'll do a complete strip down here, or I might even consider doing more snaps along the way. Whatever's going to look cleaner. I just don't like having the Velcro visible when you're not using it. Now I like that I have my doorstop set about a quarter of the way open. And I like the fact that this opening is perfectly in middle of my opening where I set my doorstop. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I think this quick project turned out pretty good. There are some companies out there that make some superior products, but for the price I paid, I think this is going to work out pretty good. Again, this is not completely bug proof, but again, it's just designed to keep the mosquitoes honest. And I wanted something that was going to be easy to transport and easy to install and remove. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and I'll just keep you guys posted when I make more videos. And thanks for liking my videos, and please subscribe to my channel.